Hello there, Internet. Welcome to NextFest 2026 February edition. This is Briar Flame, and I've actually had this installed for ages. But since the demo is available as part of NextFest, I saw it. I'm going to play it as part of that. It's very... It looks very Hollow Knight coded, doesn't it? Just from this title screen. So we will see what it is like. It has got 30 minutes of my time, and that time starts now. Before the beginning, the Briar took root. Nice use of contrast. The giants called it sacred, and to feed their god, they fed it to the world. Nice. Blood of the weak fed its roots, a potent fertilizer, but a spark ignited from the bled. Briar flame? A flame that could consume the briar. You see what they have done here? An Emberhost has risen. The prophecy awakens. Those born of the white flame took the pilgrimage, though all who walked the path perished. Now, a final spark remains. Very Dark Soulsy. That's very Dark Soulsy. So, movement on stick or D-pad. Oh, that is an interesting set of controls. Attack on R1 or R2. L1 for parry. We have a crouch. Movement feels very... Movement feels weird. It is doing that thing that often happens where the character is kind of vibraty when they move. Like the scaling with the camera is not working with the... Right, we have stamina bar for attacks. What the? We have a weird jumping attack where we have a spear. Clear large gaps even by dashing while airborne. Oh, that camera feels really weird. Try this again. Oh, I see what it is. It's not a spear. It is an Ori style bash pointer. It just happens to look like a spear because it's the same colour as our weapon. Climb to your freedom. Oh, we can climb up walls. Although if we let go, we fall. We can't. Can we re-grab? We can. It does use up our stamina bar. Yeah, the camera starts jerking really badly. Dash to evade obstacles. Oh, for fuck's sake. Indie devs, please, for the love of God, figure out how to use prompts that are not just Xbox prompts. My brain will automatically translate some of them. But not all of them. This is not a great start. In fact, can I rebind the controls? Oh no, that's just going to take me out to the main menu. Controls. No, we can't rebind controls yet. Because realistically, I do not see the need for attack to be on the trigger. I get that it's soulsy, but if you're actually going for a 2D platformer, the reason why in a 3D Souls game, the reason why light and heavy attacks are on R1 and R2 is because your thumb is most likely going to be on the stick for camera control. In a 2D game, you don't need to do that. Jump, dash, jump, dash. Right, wall jumping does not. So, dash is that. Unleash special weapons. Left bumper. So right now a special weapon is a shield. Oh, we've got a throw knife on Y. I don't like the way we're constantly move into the air when we hit an enemy. Circle is heal, apparently. If you're injured, restore your flame. Yes. Figured that out already. Reshape your flame. Shuriken. Shield. Blade. Resume. Dashing while airborne will also reach new heights. Strike. Burning Bell. Collect 2 more to increase your healing capacity. There is no need for that weird blurry text effect. Right, is this just back? Yes, okay. Shortcut has been got. I don't know whether we have any... Look before you leave. Good advice. I don't know if we have... Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I started a sentence. I don't know if we're going to have any... I've forgotten already. Manifest your flame into tools by consuming power. Well, I don't know if we can parry with the shield thing. Yeah, everything seems to lift us up into the air, and it's kind of off-putting. Jailer with the blade. His dashing feels very responsive. Oh, you can turn around on a dime. Okay. Nice shortcut open to get back to the boss. Particular reason why this needs to fling me back. This is a very simplistic boss, but I'm trying to wrap my head around the controls. There's just something that's very... It's not even that they're bad or that they're unresponsive, it's just that I wouldn't choose to have them in this configuration if I had the choice of key rebindings. Your journey begins in the village just ahead. Anchor your flame to the lantern. Flame anchored. So that's our bonfire, essentially. Caltrops to... Yeah, I don't need this kind of split font thing. It's hard on the eyes. Beware of the giants, they will not make your journey easy. I'm not entirely sure the little pop sound effect for something that seems to be steal a person's soul. Ooh. I found a secret pathway. Also, do we have a map or anything? I can't remember, actually. I just need to double check. Was this the one that was just a Souls-like? No, it does have the Metroidvania tag. It's actually out in a few weeks. This is coming out in March. Hopefully, rebindable controls will be in by then. Don't get me wrong, I know I could rebind everything via Steam inputs. That's not the point. I fully believe that all games should have the following control options. I'm taking my hand off the controls so I can count them on my fingers. All games should have the ability for the player to select what icon set they want to use. So I want to use PlayStation controller icons. I've seen one-man indie teams do this with no problem whatsoever, so there is no excuse for any game, whether it is indie or AAA, to not have that as an option. It's work, sure, but it's work that I feel that you should put in for accessibility purposes and for player preference purposes. I have not met a single person, online or in real life, that would say, oh no, I don't want that, I don't need that, I don't think that should be in a game. It is an option that doesn't hurt anybody and makes a lot of difference to certain people. Secondly, fully rebindable controls. All controller options, combinations and so on and so forth should be available and made available to the player. If you are creating a Unity game, an Unreal game, whatever, doesn't matter. I know that all of the, and admittedly I don't have any experience with coding in Unreal, but even in Godot, I know, and I don't mean to say that dismissively, Godot obviously is quite a new engine, but I know for a fact that Godot has action sets for UI and for game and so on and so forth that allows you to have different keys bound to different actions, and you can customize those. Expose that to the player. Let the player make their own mind up about how they want to control this. I would much rather have jump, attack on square, sub-weapon on triangle is fine. I'd have dash on R2, which right now seems to be the exact same control as R1. So we've got a wasted button there. Hi. She's done, you say? Also, I'm very disappointed that this... Let's not say that, just in case people don't get my humour. I was going to say, I'm very disappointed these pots aren't breakable. I mean, I am disappointed that the pots aren't breakable, but let's not make it out to be a bigger deal than it is. Enhanced vitality? Yeah, I really don't like the way you've got the way you've done that overlap thing. It's very hard on the eyes. It doesn't add anything to the aesthetic for me. Oh yeah, I've got a stamina bar, haven't I? Probably make note of that. I'm also not really sure I like the way that we scoot forwards with this shield move. But don't get me wrong, it does parry the enemy attacks. I still don't know why we get lifted in the air after everything. I think this is just back where we were. Oh, enemies respawn on area change. Not a fan of that as a Souls game, frankly. Enemies respawn at bonfires. Oh, that's a good gateway there. Oh, you can drop down. Combat is, it's fine. It's a bit simple. Enemy variety is quite low, but again, indie game. I think I'm going to leave that there. First of all, I'm not seeing how this is a metroidvania. You know, there's no indication anywhere here that there is going to be a map of any kind. So, does this count as a metroidvania? Don't get me wrong, while I am certainly of the opinion that a metroidvania title should have a map, I'm also fully aware that not all metroidvania games have maps. I don't think that's a good decision, but I appreciate that it isn't actually an essential that it has a map. The ability gating, exploration focused, backtracking, yes, for me, those are essential things for what makes a Metroidvania different from a 2D platformer or a more linear platform of any sort, realistically. But for me, yes, it should have a map to really count. I appreciate that it doesn't technically need that, but I feel like it should. Purely because if you're going to make a game about exploration, I need some way of getting my bearings. Give me rebindable controls for this, and it has a chance. But as of right now, I am finding the control scheme so different to what I would prefer that I'm fumbling over things more than I am feeling in control. And yes, that is 100% a me problem. I'm trying to be very, very clear with this. Is it a critique of the game? Yes, because you haven't put rebindable controls in. But it is a me problem. Other people will adapt. I could probably adapt given time. But it is a barrier to entry for me. Add to that the fact that the combat is just a little bit floaty and lacking in impact. The fact that we constantly seem to get lifted up into the air a lot. It means it doesn't really have the kind of weight that I would look for in Souls combat. With a single heal, which is what we seem to have. And don't get me wrong, you know, only 25 minutes or so into the game, I don't expect to be given loads. But Dark Souls starts you off with 3, doesn't it, for a reason. This is all right. I'm interested in this, but I am not grabbed by this because the barrier to entry for the controls and the floaty combat and so on and so forth. It's just not quite got... It's not quite got what I'm after in terms of Soulsvanias. And I think the lack of a map is... It's a choice, but it's not a choice that I'm fond of, if that makes sense. I think I've given this a reasonable shot, though. You know, we defeated a boss, but I think it just lacks the weight, the gravity of other Soulsvania titles that I have played. You know, if you compare it to something like Grime or Nine Souls in terms of its combat focus, not necessarily saying, oh, those are Soulsvanias, although Grime obviously is. I wouldn't say Nine Souls is. I'd say it's a Sekirovania or Sekiro-inspired game. But the characters in those games have got a feeling of weight and mass to them. And this doesn't. This is very, very floaty. We do also have this little kind of jerky lack of smoothness to the character. Don't get me wrong, it feels fine. It feels nice and smooth when we're running. It is purely a graphical issue, but that needs fixing, I think. The text that comes up onto the screen that kind of has shadows of itself that go outwards, that I would get rid of that entirely. That's incredibly hard on the eyes. I don't like that. But otherwise, you know, this is... I know nothing about the game, but I'm interested in the game with some tweaks and changes to presentation, but more importantly, game feel. Game feel is where it's not working for me right now. I don't know whether that is useful critique or feedback. I certainly don't know if the game's coming out in mid-March, whether the developer would care enough about a single person's opinion to change that. It depends what kind of feedback they've had from other people. But yeah, those are the changes that I would need to see. You know, rebindable controls 100%. I will not play this before that. I'm not faffing around with Steam input. These should be rebindable in-game. So yeah, quite a number of positives. I like the vibe. I like the world design. I like the simplistic nature of the character designs and so on and so forth. You know, considering the... Can we go back out to the main menu? Not like that, we can't. Considering the main menu looks very, very Hollow Knight, including the kind of Black Abyss stuff coming up the screen. The actual game itself doesn't look super Hollow Knight. It's got a much... Oh, that sound effect is a weird choice as well. Yeah, this doesn't look like Hollow Knight. It has a visual style, a visual language all of its own. Are these guys supposed to be translucent? Maybe they are, but you can definitely see the stuff through him. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Briar Flame demo. As I said, the game is coming out on the 19th of March 2026. According to this, that's 3 weeks according to the Steam store page. It's got potential, but as of right now, its input system, I just need those rebindable controls. I need to be able to customize them to how I would prefer them. And I think adding some extra weight to the combat and to the character is just to give them a feeling of presence would be quite useful. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I'm going to go. Have yourselves a wonderful day. If you tried this for yourself, let me know what you thought of it down below. Are my criticisms / critiques fair? What would you like changed if you had the option? Catch you all in the next one. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.